Hello, Jolly family. I am here with Uncle Charles. Say hello.
Hello,
And we're here because next year is going to be a big year.
because now next year is going to be a big, big year
Why is it going to be a big year?
because it will be 100. I will be 100 years
He's
old.
going to be 100 years old in February.
Yeah,
And we want the Jolly family to come on out for a big birthday party. Isn't that right?
that's right. We want the Jolly family to come on out because we're going to have a big birthday party.
We are going to.
Our Father.
My name is Leah Jolly Hedgepeth. This is my husband, Kenneth Hedgepeth, and these are our daughters, Emery Hedgepeth and Riley Hedgepeth. I am the daughter of Weldon Jolly and the granddaughter of Georgia and Charles Jolly. So obviously he meant a lot to us. He was the the only living sibling out of the siblings from Isaac and Minnie, and it was wonderful to have him here as a connection to the past. We enjoyed a lot of the stories he would tell us about growing up and about Mississippi, and I know my girls enjoyed hearing those stories, and just the opportunity to have a great grandfather alive is such a blessing. That was something that we always cherished, and every opportunity we got when we would travel back to Kansas City, that was always a treat to go meet with him and find out a new story that he would always have, remember something different. So that was something that we will definitely greatly miss about him, just that link to our past and our family history. But we'll never forget he gave us some jewels in all of those stories. The other thing that we'll miss that I admired so much about him, and I always bragged on, was just the fact that he was so independent. Even as he moved on in age, he was independent. Um, you know, we talked about, do you need help with this? Do you need that? And he would always say, no, I got it. He said, if I stop doing it for myself, then I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. So that was what he always said. And it just really inspired you to see how he never, even if it might have been a little bit, he slowed down a little bit, he still kept moving, kept pushing through, just to kind of keep that youthfulness about himself and just keep on living to its fullest. You could tell he truly enjoyed life, and he had a love for life. And, a lot of people really loved him and his sense of humor. And just everybody always talks about his charm, charisma. And of course, he was a great, businessman in the Kansas City, Kansas community. Knowing that he had done so much work around our community was something that we were all very proud of. My dad was a plumber and had a plumbing business, and so that family business was very near to our and dear to our hearts. And the Jolly family name was something to be proud of in the Kansas City, Kansas area, because both my grandfather and my dad did a lot of work in the community, and people talked about what a stellar reputation they both had. So that's something that, we will always be proud of. In the end, we're just glad that we got the chance to celebrate his 100th birthday with him. That was something that it was really special. And I think knowing that everything that's going on this year, the fact that we were able to do that was a miracle as far as I'm concerned, and a huge blessing. And will never forget it. I feel so blessed. My girls, even my little one who was unable to be there because she was sick, we've got pictures, we've got stories, we've got memories. And my husband was taking care of her, so he missed it as well. But just, we shared everything that happened. We filled him in on the details. And so that's something that'll stay near and dear to us. And as we think about my grandfather, as he passes over to the other side, we'll hold those memories in our hearts. And we love him. We'll miss him.
I'm in Los Angeles. I'm the nephew of Charles Jolly. My name is Kermit Taylor, and I'm also speaking on behalf of the Byron Taylor family. When we think of Uncle Charles, we think of the energy and joy he gave in doing the family song. He will always be a shining example to all of the Jolly clan. He leaves a legacy of longevity, humor, and knowledge. In loving memory, the Kermit Taylor family and Byron Taylor. Thank you.
My name is Annette Jolly Richards, and I would like to say to Uncle Charles, thanks for the memories. I want to thank you for the memories from my childhood when you used to always come in the summer to visit. You and your family would drive down from Kansas City, and those were memorable times for me. I can remember once you came in the winter and used your plumbing skills and installed a bathroom in our house in Mississippi. That is something that I'll never forget. I'll always remember you at the family reunions, leading us in our theme song, "The Jolly Clan is Spreading Mighty Fast." And I'll remember the long telephone call, us talking for hours on the phone, you giving your wisdom. For every life, there's a purpose. And you were given the gift of longevity. And you were given that gift for a reason. I believe one reason was to inspire. You were very inspirational to the family. And I really appreciate that. For that, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that my daughter Dahlia was able to spend time with you and to learn firsthand about the Jolly history from you. She can pass that down to her children, and her children can tell their children, and it will go down from generation to generation. For all those things, I'm thankful, and for all those memories, I would like to say thank you for your gentle smile, your kind words, and your words of wisdom. For that, I'm deeply grateful.
Hello, family and friends. My name is Janice Blanchard. I'm the daughter of Barbara Blanchard, and I'm the granddaughter of Macon Jolly, who was Uncle Charles's older brother. I was very sad to hear about him passing today, but I have such fond memories of Uncle Charles. He was always the life of the party at all of our family reunions. I remember the song that he made and how we would sing it every year. It's been a while since I've been to a reunion, but definitely the ones I remember, I always have really fond memories of him. I always loved the stories he told. And one thing I remember about Uncle Charles, I don't ever remember seeing him angry or in a bad mood. He was always so kind and so loving. When I was about, I think, 12 or so, I went with my mom. We went down and actually saw Uncle Charles at his house in Kansas City. So it was really a treat to hear the stories he told Dahlia about how all the work and how he built that house. So he will always be remembered. I will always have fond memories of him, but I know that he is in heaven now with our other aunts and uncles, and I hope he rests in peace.
My name is Eunice Ziad. I am the granddaughter of Bessie Jolly, who is the older sister to my uncle, my great uncle Charles Jolly. And I'm the daughter of Marva Taylor, who is Bessie's daughter. All I have to say about my dearest Uncle Charles, as I'm sure everyone has said, is his wit and his humor and the fact that he always could remember things so well. That's what sticks out the most for me, is that it seemed like through all the years as I grew up and talked to him, even for those little minutes to the side on a reunion, he could recall things so very well and so vividly. And as a matter of fact, the last conversation that he and I had a few years ago at a reunion, we were sitting to the side and I was asking him about when he was a plumber. And he was telling me how he started out and he was the first Black plumber to get licensed. And we were just talking about little terms. And I had told him that I was starting to learn to do some plumbing myself, and that I was now a welder. And he said, really? Well, what kind of welding do you do? And I was telling him that I was able to do copper brazing and sweating and things like that, which I know you do in plumbing. And of course, he gave me that look, you know, to the side and was like, you know how to sweat pipe? And I was like, yeah, I can sweat some pipe. And so we had this long conversation about sweating pipe and the proper way to do it. And to make sure if you did these steps that he told me about, how, you know, you would never have a problem later, and how he felt as though he could go back to any house he had ever worked in, and even to this day, and they never had a leak on any pipes that he fixed. So what I got from him was a sense of how to be proud of work that you do, doing a really good job. So doing your best at whatever job you do, remembering to be with family, and trying your best to just remember and hold on to everything you can throughout your life. So to that, all I can say is rest in peace, dear sweet Uncle Charles, and your legacy of love and harmonica playing and laughter and memory will live on through the rest of us. And that's all I have to say about it.
I am David, son of Marva, grandson to Bessie, sister of Uncle Charles. So we're having a unique occasion here, meeting on the Zoom platform, and we want to send our deepest sympathies out to the immediate family, to Weldon and his family, and to the whole of the Jolly family on the loss of Uncle Charles, who I'm going to take a brief minute to say one of the things that he said that really stuck with me is he said he built his home without ever getting a mortgage on it, that he saved. I think he said it took him over a year, and he built it little by little off of his different jobs. He was a plumbing contractor, and that stuck with me because I think at the time I was struggling with some mortgages and thinking I was willing and dealing and investing in property. And I never forgot that, because down the road I got into some rough times. And I said, you know, if I had taken that route when I looked at how much money I had and how things played, I said, that's actually a very sure way. And a lot of us, I believe, especially as African Americans, we have lost that discipline. So we might want to think about that. Uncle Charles actually saved up, working his job, and built his home out of his monies that came in. And I'm sure he didn't do as much partying as he might have wanted to. So that might be a little deep, but hey, this is a deep, sympathetic occasion. And I think that is something that we all can take from the type of person that he was, right along with his jovial spirit. And one last thing, Prather and his sisters went to, and Prentice, his brother, went to clean up Uncle Charles' house and visit him about a week before his transition. And each day they ate something. He actually was 100 and ordered a slab of ribs. So that says a lot about his appetite.
Hi, my name is Calandra Jolly, and I am the great niece of Uncle Charles. Uncle Charles is my grandmother's brother, younger brother. My grandma was Winona Jolly, and she'd be 109 this year. Uncle Charles is 100. So I want to give a special tribute to my Uncle Charles. My last memory with Uncle Charles was for his 100th birthday. I was driving down the street to the restaurant, just flew in from California, and I was trying to figure out where the restaurant was. So I'm looking left and right. I'm in my rental car, and I look over to my left, and I see Uncle Charles in the car. And so I stop in the middle of the street, and I'm like, hi, Uncle Charles. And he looks, and he rolls the window down. He says, hi, Calandra. And I was like, oh my God, he remembered my name at 100 years old. And that was just so special. And then I remember about 2 years before I came out, and I thank Peter so much for being there, Uncle Charles, because I flew in, and I just flew in for a day just to see Uncle Charles, and I sat and we talked, and he played the harmonica, because you know he plays the harmonica, and then he showed me in the kitchen, he had the Jolly Creed, and he read it to me. And when you think about like our memories and our family and affirmations, it's like, I think that's something that we should all do. I think about it now, is to have the Jolly Creed up like in our kitchens or someplace where every morning we read to remember like what our family is, because he was the last of that generation, and so now we have to continue our legacy on. And so I just thank God for our family and for our Jolly family, and I thank God for the time I got to spend with Uncle Charles.
I'm Anita Blanchard, and this is my family, affectionately known as Nesbitt Nation. I am speaking on behalf of my mom, Barbara Jean Jolly Blanchard, as well. My grandfather was Macon Jolly, and great-grandparents were, of course, Minnie and Isaac. We are honored to celebrate the life of our Uncle Charles. We are so proud to be a part of the Jolly family. Our family has the tradition of always helping each other, from the farm in Mississippi to the migration to Chicago and other northern cities. The aunts and uncles always provided welcoming opportunities. The highlight of our family reunions was Uncle Charles and his song, "Oh, the Jolly Clan is Spreading Mighty Fast." I remember growing up and always singing it along with him in every reunion. We feel blessed that our family was able to join in his 100th birthday celebration in Kansas. We will miss his warmth and fun, but will continue to cherish all the great memories of him and Aunt Georgia. The strong bonds and foundations that he and the Jolly family set will keep us all together moving forward. Just as the elder members were pioneers creating safe places for us in our migration across the United States, Uncle Charles, Daddy Macon, and the rest of the sisters and brothers are in heaven now, preparing a place for us all. Love to you all, especially Weldon and Naomi. Peter, your care of Uncle Charles in his last days show how great traditions just keep getting better. We are good people who come from greatness. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dawn Robinson, and I am the niece of Uncle Charles, granddaughter of Gwendolyn Milrow. And just want to give a dedication to Uncle Charles and to the legacy of his life and the fact that he was definitely a pioneer of the Jolly family. After living 100 years, he'll definitely be missed by our family and all of the Jolly family. And I'll just remember him for someone who was healthy for a very long time. And I remember going to his house and him telling us about the fact that he drinks a lot of water, and he was really proud of the Jolly family.
Yeah, my condolences to the family too. And like I said, he will be missed, and what a wonderful man. And 100 years, I mean, that's a blessing. And so I'm happy to be a part of his life, because I got a chance to know him too. So my condolences to the family.
My name is Prather Jolly, Charles Jolly nephew. When I think of Uncle Charles, I think of a smile, because Uncle Charles would always smile. He always enjoyed smiling. He enjoyed life. He enjoyed people. And also, I could say that Uncle Charles enjoyed putting smiles on other people's faces. His smile was contagious. When he smiled, you smile. He enjoyed telling a joke or two. And that's one of the ways he would put a smile on your face. And I won't go into the joke. Just tell a little bit, I guess, the theme of the joke. And it went something like, "Do you know your pants are busted?" And Uncle Charles, I think that may have been his favorite joke. And he enjoyed telling the joke. It was funny. It was a funny joke. Each time he told it, it would be just as funny, because Uncle Charles was telling that joke. And not to mention that it was funny. It was really funny anyway. Yeah. I can also remember when I was a little boy growing up in Mississippi, Uncle Charles would come to visit family. I remember him spending time with my dad. Just watching those two together, they would just be smiling and laughing away, just enjoying each other. They appeared to be two of the happiest men on earth. That was a pleasure to see. It was great memories. Also, I could say that Uncle Charles always took time out for children. He always let you know that you was noticed. He always had a word or two for you. He made you feel comfortable, and that was comforting. So I would like to also say that recently, myself, my brother, and two of my sisters traveled to Kansas City to visit with Uncle Charles. And the purpose of our visit was not only looking forward to spending some time with our uncle, but he had a request, and this request was to stay in his home. And we went down to do what we could to help make that happen. And I could tell you that, it was nothing but pleasure doing something for someone, Uncle Charles, that have done so much for so many. Like the disciple Jude, Uncle Charles was a good Samaritan. I have so many fond memories of Uncle Charles. I'm very appreciative of them. He was a history teller. He enlightened me on so much about the family. That's very thankful for that. I'd just like to say thank you, Uncle Charles. Thank you for those memories. You'd be greatly missed. Rest in peace. Amen.
My name is Rick Lenore. I am the grandson of Fannie and Roosevelt Lenore, son of Donald and Ruby Lenore. And thinking about Uncle Charles, so many memories. I used to call him the Road Warrior because it just seemed like he would pop up. I remember those summers we would spend down in Memphis, and I think he was doing day trips because he would just show up and then he'd be gone and he'd be on the road. And I just remember him always being just as witty and kind and always having just the right thing to say. The last time I had a chance to speak with him was in Kansas City, and I walked away with that interaction, just remembering how much he reminded me of my grandmother. The same mannerisms, the same cadence in his voice, and it really impressed upon me that he is the last of the generation. He will be missed. Just his, just as being a gentleman, being a man that was always put together, always in control, and just remarkable life, 100 years, and he'll be missed. And he was loved.
Blessings to everyone. And my name is Linda Milrow. My grandfather's name was Jesse Jolly, and granddaddy was one of Uncle Charles's brothers. My mother's name is Gwendolyn Jolly Milrow. My precious memories of Uncle Charles, the life that he lived, 100 beautiful years of Uncle Charles. He was the elder of the family, of the Jolly family. He instilled values to all of us. He created our Jolly family song, which was sung at each and every one of our family reunions. He gave us the history of the Jolly family throughout the years, and it was very accurate, and I appreciate being around Uncle Charles to learn more of the family history and the creed. So what we as the Jollies should do is keep in contact with one another at least once a month and just do a well-being check so we could keep what Uncle Charles instilled in us about family values and supporting one another and loving one another and being there for one another. So that's what I take with me and for all of you to remember the legacy that Uncle Charles bestowed on all of us.
I am Kenya Lenore Messer. I am the daughter of Ruby Lenore and Donald Lenore, and the granddaughter of Fanny Jolly Lenore. And Fanny Jolly Lenore was Uncle Charles's older sister. And so we are very sad to hear of his passing, but he lived his life with so much joy. And one of my fondest memories is as he would visit my grandmother and her talking with him, she would just light up like she was just a youngster with him again. And he brought her so much joy, and seeing her like that as a young child is a memory that I'll always remember. She just loved her brother. It just exuded from her. And so he always referred to me as Fanny's girl. I guess he knew my name, but he always called me Fanny's girl. There's Fanny's girl. So we love him. We will miss him. He was such a man of grace, of smarts, of character, such joy he brought, great humor, a great man of faith. And our lives are forever enriching because of him. So our whole family is here to just say, we love you, Uncle Charles, we'll miss you. May you rest with the angels. May God continue to look over and guide us with you as an angel at his side. And we just pray for you to have eternal peace.
Amen.
We love you, Uncle Charles.
Love you, Uncle
We
Charles.
miss you. We miss you.
You were the
Rest
greatest.
in peace.
Thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. But lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom,